Now, let me take you to another disturbing trend that is of public concern lately, and that's the issue that went viral. That's on sexual harassment of a lecturer demanding sexual gratification from a student. What are you doing to stop this trend? Is there a comprehensive policy to address this?
First of all, the issue in question, I believe now the person is already been punished for what he has done. Investigation is going on and has been, at least some penalty is being applied. The issue of sexual harassment on campus, you cannot divorce it from the general corruption. Because on campus and in the nation there is financial corruption, there is moral corruption, and then this one is academic corruption. Academic corruption can be of so many types. Teachers, they plagiarize. Teachers are now pursuing the students, trying to get something that is out of This is symptomatic of the general decline in our moral tone. And this administration will not tolerate anything like that. And as I told you, the one probably are referring to the issue of university OAU.
Yes.
And the one I think is under suspension at the moment.
In terms of having a comprehensive policy that could serve as deterrent to both the lecturers or the students that might be an accomplice to this practice, do you have any plan on ground?
The plan has been on the ground already. It is the law. You know, it is the will to apply the law. Probably that was missing. And under me, I don't think there will be anybody who will do any kind of misdemeanor in the education system, whether from primary, secondary, up to university, and that he will go scot-free. Once you will apply the law, I think the Nigerian will behave very well. But if you don't, then it will just be open season.
We also have to look at the huge research and infrastructural deficits in Nigeria's tertiary institution, and that is where we look at institutions like TED Fund. How would you assess the intervention of TED Fund in bridging the research and infrastructural gap in this institution? Would you say TED Fund is living up to its expectation?
You know, TED Fund was set up to improve the infrastructure and the research and learning environment in our universities. And by its law, it is to make funds available to universities. And universities to decide what they want to do with it and come and defend it. When they have defended it, well, money will be given to them and they will do what they have asked to have done.
But some universities are complaining that TED Fund has created a huge bottleneck in terms of accessing the funds that should be available to some universities, while they believe that it has given a kid's glove access to some universities. Have you been able to look into this allegation?
No, I can't look into an allegation that I haven't heard. This is the first time I'm hearing it, and I don't think it is likely to be true, because they have a formula for...
This is the first time you're hearing?
This is the first time.
Universities complaining of not getting support from TED Fund?
This is the first time.
Oh, really?
And the only time probably when this could happen is when they take the funds and then they don't do exactly what they promised to do.
So what should the ministry be doing in terms of ensuring that these universities do not default after getting the money?
The ministry is not going to do anything. We just supervise TED Fund. TED Fund will give the money, and they have a monitor and evaluation unit that will go to find out whether they have done what they said they will do. Once they have done that, it will be evaluated, and then they will be paid the next tranche. There is nothing like... Nobody, and I would be sitting here waiting for anybody to come and report to me that TED Fund has done something like that.
Before we wind down now, we have a very disturbing trend of not just children of the rich now, anybody that could afford overseas certificate takes the nearest available flight to acquire this and neglecting Nigeria's tertiary education. So what has been done to change this trend, to reverse this trend? Because a lot of capital flights is gone in this process.
It is a very, very serious issue. There are In the United States alone, I think it is estimated that there are at least 40,000 qualified Nigerians who have decided to stay there. You know, there are so many reasons for this. And the education system under me is doing the best that we can to improve the situation so that we'll attract them home. I believe brain drain is a very serious problem for our system, but I don't believe, like you said, it entails capital flight. Actually, it entails capital inflow, because people, when they are working outside, they will be sending money to support their families here. But it is something, it is a very big drain that our own human capital is out. What they are sending is nothing to be compared to what they have taken out, because the human capital is the best capital, especially now that the whole world is going to the knowledge economy. If you make all Nigerian parents stop sending their children to overseas universities, that will not change the situation in the country. And I don't think it is a point to try to stop people from going outside the country.
But that's capital flight.
Yes, and I think capital flight, if capital will fly out of the country and then an educated individual come back, I don't think we have lost anything. But I'm not defending this in the sense that the standards have fallen, that is why people are going out. We are going to improve the standards. But even if we do, for instance, this year, there are about 1.6 or 1.7 students looking for admission into Nigerian universities. And the current capacity will be less than 200,000 at the university level. So if there is a chance to send Nigerians anywhere to acquire education, I will not oppose it. And if they are really going to get education at accredited schools and come back and work here, Nigeria has not lost anything.
The Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Adamu, thank you so much for making our time to be part of this episode of Question Time, and also telling us about the impacts the federal government is making to revamp Nigeria's educational system. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Very best of luck.
Thank you, Benga. You're welcome.
And that's it on this edition of Question Time from Channels Television. Now, what's your take on Nigeria's education system? Send us a comment on our social media platforms showing on your screen. You can also join us next week for a fresh episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashuru. Bye for now.